Good morning, everyone. I just want to share with you a few minutes, and I'm going to do like Amber did. I'm going to move fast because we've just got a few moments here to share. But most of you that are already engaged with the Barnabas Group are familiar with the fact that when we get together each quarter, the purpose is to take marketplace leaders and ministries and connect them so they can figure out where the fits are and we can advance kingdom work. In a very similar way, I would suggest that there's opportunity for us to connect and work together for kingdom purposes on the financial side of the equation. The Barnabas Group mainly is putting time and talent together to help advance kingdom purposes. The National Christian Foundation is really involved in advancing the financial capital into kingdom purposes. So I'm going to make three main points with you this morning. That's point one, that's what we're primarily about. And we believe, just like the Barnabas Group does, in creating community and connectivity, we believe that there's better opportunity on the financial capital deployment side of kingdom purposes to do that in community and together as well. How many of you today do your charitable giving in partnership with someone else? Any hands? Okay, I see a couple. The vast majority of us sit at home by ourselves and make decisions and write checks, as Elizabeth said earlier. We've got a better way. We would like to introduce this conversation called A New Way of Giving. Now, I took a look at the mission statements for the Barnabas Group and for NCF in coming here this morning, and I'm not going to read those to you. You can read them real quickly, but it may not be a surprise that I see a whole lot of overlap there. And in fact, that's what's driven our leadership teams to start conversations together between our two organizations to say, if we work together, might we be able to do more here in the greater Chicago area for the kingdom. Obviously, the transforming lives piece is a big part of what the Barnabas Group's message is about. We tagline ours with advancing God's kingdom. I would say those are synonymous in the way that I understand those phrases. So quickly, how does NCF serve? Very simply in a few ways, and this is an oversimplification for sure, but primarily we work with generous people to help them give more effectively and with greater stewardship. We're a sponsoring organization of donor-advised funds, which simply means, for those of you not familiar with that term, that we act like a bank for charitable giving. And we handle all the account administration, charity research, and record keeping for those who set up funds and do their giving through us. Or said in another way, having a giving fund at NCF is much like having your own charitable foundation, but without all the burden of managing and running it yourself, because we do that for you. We also provide Christian values-based tax and gift planning to help people be more wise in the way that they give. We're also a national leader in designing and executing non-cash gifting, which is a fairly rare area of charitable giving endeavor. Culturally, most all of us just reach for the checkbook, or more and more these days, the credit card, to do an online contribution and use cash for our giving. We also have a charitable gift annuity program at NCF, which is designed to help ministries that don't have a program like that internal to their own operations. So a little bit about what we do, and this is leads us into a couple of my other main points this morning. We, as the statement on the slide says, we multiply giving for more joy and blessing. We think there's joy and blessing for the receiver as well as the giver that's supported by scriptural understanding. And one of the big ways we do this, as this slide would depict, is we try to help grow giving by converting tax capital to charitable gift capital. Now, if we think about this pie chart, it essentially represents the income of an individual or a household and illustrates that there's essentially three ways that capital gets used. One is for lifestyle purposes, current as well as future, savings for future needs. The other is social public capital that goes to the government, and finally, giving. Now, when we talk to most people about whether or not they would like to reduce and limit their lifestyle in order to increase their giving, that's one option. Another option, if a charity comes to an individual and is looking for more support, you've got the choice of trading out current charity A for charity B to redirect some giving. Or thirdly, We can take government spending and tax capital and convert it to charitable capital. In those conversations, most people quickly vote for option 3 as a starting place. Fairly painless and fairly easy. Most of what we hold and that God has blessed us with is tied up in investments in real estate and business interests and other things that we hold, but we're failing to see the opportunity to give from our asset-based wealth. And we just default culturally, because this is what our parents did. They wrote checks out of their checkbook and just give cash. So the problem is that there's an opportunity, and the underlying issue is nobody's really shown us how to give from non-cash based wealth. And so that's another key place where NCF comes to play. We've developed over the 30-plus years of our ministry deep expertise in helping people explore their balance sheet and see where there's opportunities to give more richly by considering what they possess as opposed to just the cash flow that comes through their hands. Jehovah Jireh, what does that mean? God, our provider, right? We believe strongly at the National Christian Foundation that this verse, 2 Corinthians 9:8, is true and foundational to the world that we live in. God gave us the Great Commission and the Great Commandment to carry out. We believe He's also richly supplied all the resources in this world to accomplish His plan. He didn't leave us short-handed. But we know that resources are unevenly distributed around the globe and culturally, and the big challenge that we have, and hopefully you will agree, is that He's chosen us to be the vessels and the instruments, yet we are clay pots. And so we fail oftentimes to see the opportunity that's really before us to be wise stewards and to do as well or as good as we can with financial capital. NCF was established in 1982 to help us with this, and since that time we've been blessed to become the largest Christian foundation in the world and have helped those that we serve to mobilize more than $5 billion of kingdom resources, benefiting more than 30,000 churches and charities, both here and abroad. We're all here today because we fundamentally believe that God works through our faith-motivated actions, the good works that He's prepared ahead of time for each of us, as we're told in Ephesians 2:10. By combining the leveraging of our time and talents that the Barnabas Group mainly focuses on with the leveraging of our treasures through the strategies and ministry of NCF, we believe that together we can grasp new ways of giving and have greater impact for more transformed lives. So to recap, we can all be better givers through a helping partner. Don't do it by yourself. Don't do it alone. We can grow our giving through better use of our tax laws. We can have greater impact by looking at our assets and not just our cash. And NCF, we believe, is the partner to help you do that. For the last couple of minutes, I'm going to ask Len to cue up a brief video that when it's done, you'll ask yourself, why did he spend the 5 or 6 minutes talking? This said it all, and it was way better produced. So Len, if you'd share that with us, we'd appreciate it.